main event of the evening, we've got Yokozuna with Mr. Fuji versus Bret the Hitman Hart for the WWF title. First time we've seen Bret as the WWF champion on the podcast.
Yes, it is. And at least he comes out second.
Doesn't he?
Yes.
Now, I've mentioned this before, but Yokozuna terrified me as a kid. All I would think is, he's so big, how can anyone stop him?
Yeah, fair.
Yokozuna's weight feels like one of those fantasy numbers in wrestling, much like the supposed height of various wrestlers. However, it is no secret that Yokozuna's weight was ever increasing, causing him serious health problems, his job in the WWF, and ultimately his life. He was really agile for a man of his size, and everyone he worked with would attest to that. But the man would not stop eating food, including turkey arses, which I'm not joking is a real thing. Honestly, look it up.
No,
At one point, fair enough. At one point, the WWF sent both Yokozuna and Vader to the Duke University Weight Loss Centre to help retrain both men on how to eat healthier.
Okay.
This this went about as well as you could imagine, with both men leaving the facility having actually put on more weight than when they first went there.
Wow.
Turns out, Yokes and Vader were leaving the facility late at night and going to the closest drive-through and eating as much as they could before returning.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
He died really early, didn't he? I guess
2000.
obviously because of his health problems. He was 34?
7 years after this.
Crazy. And it was in Liverpool as well. Where they
It
found
was,
him,
yeah.
wasn't
He'd been on The Big Breakfast. Do you remember that Channel
yes,
4 show?
I do.
He'd been on that weekend he died.
Wow. God.
That must have cost a bomb to get him sent back over there.
Yeah, true. Also, quick question.
Yep.
I thought he was not Hawaiian.
He's Polynesian.
Not Japanese, is he? He's
No.
part of the Roman Reigns family.
Yep.
Okay, thank
He's
you.
Rikishi's cousin, I think.
I just wanted to... I didn't bother Googling it, but I just thought I would ask you that I'm not crazy that he
Which is, I think the Usos would call him Uncle Rodney.
Okay.
Because it's Rodney Anawai is his name.
Oh.
So yeah, he's... before he came to the WWF, he wrestled as Kokina Maxima, I think, which was like the Islanders, the Head Shrinkers, all these, Wild Samoans, all part of this kind of same... In fact, the way that it's like, it's tribalism, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And he was considered, well, he was the biggest of that group. So when he was originally wrestling, he used to dress like the Head Shrinkers did before he came to the WWF. That got switched. But then again, knowing very little as a kid, I fully bought into the fact he was Japanese.
Yeah, as a kid,
But yes, you are correct. He's not Japanese at all. So when the crowd are chanting USA, they're more chanting him than they are chanting Bret. So back to the action.
Yes.
And we get the great run up the aisleway camera shot of Bret Hart exiting the curtains, and the champ looks in peak condition and attire here, in my opinion.
Outstanding.
Thoughts?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
As the bell sounds, we hear the commentary team discussing the volume of Bret's siblings, and Heenan says, "Did you know Helen, being his mother, had 11 in her first litter?" Brilliant.
Oh my God.
I actually had to stop the thing because I laughed.
Oh.
Because Bret Hart genuinely has like 10 brothers and sisters. It's just like, brilliant, Bobby. Brilliant. We get a classic cameraman shot between Yoko's massive legs at his opponent, which always helps emphasise the size of the man. It really is well done. And then we don't need to see the cottage cheese mountain descending, do we? I don't know what. Let's not worry about what I was gesticulating there. With the big man flat on his face, Bret impressively applies the best sharpshooter you're likely to see on the Zunes. All looks to be going well until Mr. Fuji tosses a handful of salt into the eyes of Bret. Apparently, this is some powerful salt, as Yoko simply makes the cover, and we get the 1, 2, 3, and we have a new WWF champion. Mm-hmm. Bret was livid with this match.
Surprised?
No.
I was livid watching.
As soon as Yoko's music hits, Hulk Hogan is here, protesting the end result and checking on Bret Hart. Here we go, Holly. Mr. Fuji has grabbed a microphone and calls Hogan Big Man, which I liked, as Hogan is overacting like a mother, and Mr. Fuji issues a challenge on behalf of his Yokozuna. Bret rolls to the floor and Hogan follows him as Fuji shouts that they will even put the WWF title on the line if Hogan accepts. I hope he's consulted Yoko with this, as Big Boy is blowing out his arse at this point already.
Yeah.
Bret, while still nursing his eyes, tells Hogan to go into the ring and accept. Hulk pauses to look at the crowd because he is loving this, and Julie slides into the ring. Yoko attacks him immediately and holds him in place for Fuji to throw more salt, but Hogan, having seen this trick already, ducks, causing the powder to sting the retinas of Zunes instead. Big right hand for Fuji sends him to the floor, clothesline drops Yoko, and a big leg drop seals the deal. 1, 2, 3, and despite no bell, no formal notification the match was official, Hogan has left WrestleMania 9 with the WWF title.
Huh.
So as I understand it, Bret was not happy about this.
No.
Firstly, Hogan walking out with the title at the end of the night, and secondly, that Yoko blew up early in their match, causing it to be cut short. Bret had about another 10 or so minutes, 10, 15 minutes of material lined up, and Yoko basically just said to him, like, we need to go home, because I am...
Wow.
So Bret was livid on both fronts, which is understandable. As Bret Hart tells it in his book, I believe, it was sold to him that this would eventually lead to Bret Hart getting the title back off Hogan at SummerSlam in a passing of the torch moment.
I see.
Needless to say, that sequence of events never happened, brother.
Oh, really? Oh.
Thank you, everyone, for the support you guys have shown us so far. It means the world to us. Holly, what do we want to remind the people?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ding the bell for notifications.